Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 1, Chapter 9.6 Notes. Today we're talking about factoring quadratic trinomials where the leading coefficient does not equal 1. Now, when we're factoring a quadratic trinomial, just remember A, B, and C are all the coefficients. We need to write down the factors of A and C, figure out the factors that add up to B and multiply to AC, and then split the middle term, okay, by factoring the groups of pairs. And the one thing that we forgot that we have to do before all this is we always have to check for A, G, C, F to see if we can take anything out. Okay, now for these notes, if you write big, I would recommend using the back or a separate sheet of paper because there will be a little bit more work for all of these problems. Okay, so with that in mind, let's begin. So looking at 2x to the third minus 20x squared minus 48x. So is there a number and a variable that we can take out of all of these? And that answer is yes. Okay, we can take out a 2 from everything, and since everything also has an x, we can take out a minimum of 1x. Okay, so the 2x comes out front, and now we divide. 2 times 2, 2 divided by 2 is 1, and then x, so we get x squared. 20 divided by 2 is 10x, and then 48 divided by 2 is 24. So our A is 1, B is negative 10, and C is negative 24. And I got all of that from this equation. Okay, I didn't change anything. All right. So we need to multiply those, and we get negative 24. So the factors of 24 are 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6. So what numbers add up to get to negative 10? We'll multiply to get to negative 24. So why don't you guys go ahead and take a look and think about that for a second. Now right away people are saying, oh, negative 4 and negative 6. Well, that works there, but negative 4 times negative 6 does not equal negative 24. So we have to find new numbers, okay? And those would be 2 and 12. Now, since that 10 is negative, the 12 has to be negative to make that work. And then it works in both situations. So when we split this middle term, we're going to have x squared plus 2x minus 12x minus 24. Now, to help with some of the organization, I'm going to take this 2x and bring it all the way down to my final answer, and I'm just going to worry about what's inside here right now. Okay, we have to split the middle term. The first group we can factor out an x, and here we can factor out a negative 12. And the reason why that's negative is if the first term is negative, we're going to make the GCF negative. We get x plus 2, then negative 12, and we get x plus 2. And we're doing our check right here. Those work out for us. So x plus 2 goes to the back. And then we bring those down for x minus 12. And our final answer is 2x times x minus 12 times x plus 2. Let's look at the next example. Now, the first thing we always check to do is see if we can take out a GCF. And we can. We can take out a 3. So when we rewrite this, we take out the 3 out front, left with x squared minus 9x plus 2. So my a is 1, my b is negative 9, and my c is 2. I want to know the numbers that multiply to get to 2, which is 1 and 2. So I want numbers that add to get to negative 9 and multiply to get to 2. And from here, there's no other numbers that can do that. So our answer is the 3 parentheses x squared minus 9x plus 2. Okay, moving on to number 3. Now, is there a number that we can just factor out from 5, 7, and 2? And that answer is no. So we need to know that our a is 5, b is negative 7, and c is 2. 5 times 2 is 10. So the factors of 10 are 1 and 10, and 2 and 5. So what numbers add up to negative 7 and multiply to get to 10? Now, just so you guys remember that negative 7 comes from right there, and we get the 10 from 5 times 2. Okay? So the only combination that we've got is going to be the 2 and the 5. And if we make them both negative, then they work in both scenarios. So when we split the middle term, we rewrite it saying 5x squared minus 2x minus 5x plus 2. Draw the line down the middle. The GCF of the first set is x. And we're left with 5x minus 2. Now remember what we said, if our leading term is negative, we're going to pull out a negative, but the only thing negative we can pull out would be a negative 1. And when we do that, we get 5x minus 2. And that's good now because our check right here to make sure we did it right, those guys match up. So we have 5x minus 2, x minus 1. Alright, let's do another one. Now for 4, can we take out a GCF? And in this one we can. We can take out the number 2. So we rewrite it. We got 5x squared plus 2x minus 3. Now, so I don't forget it, I'm going to take that 2 and bring it all the way down, so it's in my final answer. Now we look at a is 5, b is 2, and c is negative 3. The factors of 15 are 1 and 15, 3 and 5. So which group adds up to 2 but multiplies to get to negative 15? Okay, well it's going to be something with 3 and 5. Well, one of them needs to be negative. What's it going to be? Would it be negative 5? Well, no, because then we'd get negative 2. So that means it has to be negative 3. And that works in both scenarios. So remember, now we're just going to focus on this middle part right here. 5x squared minus 3x plus 5x minus 3. I'm going to take out a GCF of x And on the back, there's no number we can take out except for a 1. So when we rewrite this, we get x, 5x minus 3, and we took out a positive 1, and we're left with 5x minus 3. And there's our check. Those guys come down, and we get and there we go. Now, some of you guys might be like, well, Mr. Grice, I want to keep writing my 2 down the sides like that. That's okay, you can do that. I draw the arrows just so I don't forget it. Okay? Alright, let's move on to number 5. Now, for number 5, is there a GCF that we can take out? And that answer is no. So, we know that A is 8, B is negative 6, and C is negative 9. So, we want the factors of 72. 1 and 72. 2 and 36. 3. My mind's trying to blink right now. Just turn this on. 72 divided by 3 is 24. 72 divided by 4 is 18. 5, no. I know that's 6 and 12. 7, no. And then 8 and 9. So which of these numbers add up to get to negative 6, multiply to get to negative 72? It's going to be something with 6 and 12. Which one's going to be negative? Why do you think that? Okay, it's going to be negative 12 because the 6 is negative, so the bigger number has to be negative. So let's split the middle term. We get 8x squared plus 6x minus 12x minus 9. Now, when we're taking the GCF out of the first set, it's not just x. Okay, we can also take out a 2. And back here, it's negative, and then 12 and 9, we can take out a 3. So we have 2x, and we're left with 4x plus 3. Take out the negative 3, we're left with 4x plus 3. Our check. Woohoo! We did it right. So 4x plus 3. And 2x minus 3. Alright, number 6. You're all on your own, so go ahead and pause the video, and good luck. Okay, in case you're stuck, there's the first set, so maybe going from here on, you guys can do it. So if you still need to work on it, go ahead and pause it up and keep going. Okay, and there's the work to get the rest of the answer. Okay, key thing, do not forget about this 2, okay? It shows up in our answer because that's the GCF that we pulled out from the very beginning. All right, number 7. Can we take out a GCF out of this? Hopefully you're all saying, Mr. Grice, no, we can't. Good job. Okay, so A is 3, B is negative 37, and C is 4. Factors of 12 are 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. So what numbers add up to 37, but multiply to get to 4. Any of those combinations? There's nothing, so the answer to this one is can't be factored. Okay, now number 8, you guys are all on your own. Go ahead and pause the video, and when you come back, all of the work will be done. Okay, good luck. Okay, and there you go. Now, if you have any questions on that, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself. Otherwise, that's it for Algebra 1, Chapter 9.6 Notes. Thanks for watching.